Okay, so here we have a 1936 Terrot. So you guys are going to see this from what is going to be on eBay. Bike is in clear need of restoration. All parts seem to be here, and I'm going to give you a run through of what everything is. Now there the bike it is itself. Everything's there in place. All the levers, throttle and everything is there. The bike needs for nothing there, it just needs a good restoration. I'll talk you through the parts. So the exhaust, noticed, try to get better light. I don't know whether this is standard, but some sort of repair I'm guessing on the underside. But the exhaust is in fairly good nick, just needs a good chrome up. We then have the chain guard for what will be the drive side from the engine. We have the magneto. Now this is where I've come unstuck with the bike. I've stripped it all apart, I've cleaned all the contacts. I'm able to get a spark. I'm able to get the spark from when the pin drops off and hits again. And I'm getting a slight spark from a spark plug. However, it's not strong enough in air to what would be willing to start the bike. I've had called a restoration team up in the UK, and they've quoted me about £150 for that. But that is what is stopping me from carrying on with the bike. I wish to sell rather than spend more money trying to get the bike started, but awfully for someone. This project is going to be a full through, do the project yourself and get the bike up to spec to what you want, whereas for me I just wanted to get the bike running. So without spending the money on this, it's not going to run. So I've decided to sell now. If it doesn't reach what I want it to reach through eBay, I'm going to spend the money and try to get it running myself. This is a crank, as you can see, nice and free on the crank there. This was stuck in, but we managed to work the crank free from the casings. So I'll try and talk you through this. So the left hand side of the casing, so we're going to need new bearings for in here and in here, because the crank was initially seized in there. Slight score marks to the side here, but awfully gasket paper should sort these out. So the crank will go in there as such, and then I believe that rod will go through there, presses through, and this gear goes on the end, which will drive the actual bike. And I then come to put that through there, so they line up as such. Obviously the crank will then move, then it goes on to the cylinder head, will go on there as such. Brand new piston, new rings. And so the piston need two eyes, drop down there, nice and smooth, all light as such. That will go onto the top of there, piston in the top with the rings. We have the head with what is the pulley and the spark plug to go on top. So the guys, you're going to need some gasket paper for when you reseal all this. I don't know what this is called, but it's a bit the decompression spring, and even this, I'll try and get hold of it. as you can see, that's working by hand, so by the time you get the cable to the end, that's going to all work, and that goes in the top here. If I then, and then on this side you will have a flywheel, and the flywheel goes on there with a keyway and a nut as such. Okay, if I flip this around now, takes you to your gear the other side. I've got the gear in the keyway, so when this gets rebuilt back up, this is just going to go on there with a keyway. And then what you have is your next cover to cover the gears. Also the electromagnet or magneto goes through this and bolts on with the 3 bolts. And then this covers all, sorry, try and do this by eye, that covers all of that there. On this side you then next have your clutch from where the back end of this comes through. Now on the clutch, everything is there. It's only got the one here. One thing that we are missing is one spring, that is it. All the tops to fit on the top of the springs there. The nut that locks it on to this gear is there, and the 2 locking bits that tighten your clutch down are also there. Carburetor is all there, very simple carb. It's got the spring and would be like the float that lifts up in there, and then the fuel pipe, and it's got, if I just quickly take this apart, and it's got your float with your needles in that side. So as you'll see, so on this side you've just got your, what will be your fuel pipe to your float side, and on this side I'm going to take this apart quickly. Let me put a couple of bits together, and then you see, and I put this side back together just for demonstration purposes. The float does come out all nice and easy, not stuck in. Right, to then take this side, a cable will come through this top here, and what the cable will do, nice and easy to take apart, the cable drops through here and hooks under the side of the back, and then a spring underneath to give it a compression. You guys can see in there, not too bad. That fits on as such. Really simple carb, everything's there working, just needs a fuel pipe and a cable connecting to it. And then you've got a 3-way choke on, half, and then this will just bolt to the other side of the engine. So almost touching on everything now. Lastly, probably do more with the clutch. I've got a box of engine bolts and the bit for the piston up the middle, and then this here is for, so this bit here attaches on what will pull your clutch in and out, and that attaches on there as so, like so. And with this lever that pulls in and out, you've got a rod here that then pushes through to the other side of the clutch and pulls the clutch on and off. Everything here for the bike is here. Honestly, all it needs is gasket paper to reseal everything, some fettling on the on some of the joints, on some of the seals, 2 new bearings for the crank, and for the magneto to get reconditioned, rewound to it, then can produce a spark. It's also got all the cables and wheels here that it just needs doing.